Okay, so what is the date today? I don't know. The camera's upside down. Huh? I had an eye test. The left eye, I'm telling you people, very bad. Anyway, I've been using these eye drops from 2020, November of 2020, only because I knew I was going to be seeing an eye doctor. Right? When Rhea read out April 21, I don't know what she was reading. Maybe it expired in April 21 because that's not when I got them. I got them in November of 2020. And like I said, I couldn't use them because it's so hard to squeeze the bottle. But I've been like forcing myself. Okay, Andre, the mall is probably that. That's maybe the mall. We're looking for the mall.
Mall.
Okay, well, we need to find somebody that can tell us where the mall is. So anyway, I've been using them for the last few days, right? Because, right? Because I went to the hospital and whatnot, and I knew that people were going to be checking my eyes for the pressure. Well, apparently they're working because the pressure went from 53 max when I was at the hospital down to at least half, 25 or so. So, I mean, is that good news? Probably, but it doesn't do anything for this cloudiness, right? Now, I'm not going to see the eye doctor for a while because, I got a lot of yard work I got to do and just stupid shit like that, people. Same old crap, right? But I don't honestly think the doctor's going to be able to do much. At some point, they might be able to give me cataract surgery, but I don't think it's going to make much of a difference, especially with the left eye. Right. And to how fast this stuff is going to accelerate. Let me just sit down for a second. This must be the mall. Yeah, City Central. Here, Royal City Center. That's the mall. So, I don't know. I'm just... My family doctor turned me away in December of 2020. Told me to take him to court. So it wasn't like I said, people, it's not like I don't even know where I'm going to get my next referral from. Because you have to go every 6 months and get a referral, right? Apparently the eye clinic that I went to in April, when I told the technician that they told me that they were going to put it in a referral in April of 31st, and a month and a half went by. I phoned them up and said, well, where's the referral? They said they hadn't done it. She couldn't believe it. And then the next day they phoned and said they had done it. And I asked the technician, why is it taking so long to get this referral? Because I ended up having to go to the hospital, right? Because it's not like I can technically go to my family doctor. Like, I don't know what I'm going to come into contact with him, people. I just don't. I mean, all my files, anything, like this, all shit is being put to my file in his care, okay? So he can look at it and think about my dead daughters and what kind of fucking Ukrainian asshole he is, okay? Because that's what he is. A Ukrainian fucking racist fucking asshole. Okay. Because Ukrainians are racist, people. Seriously. I know, I'm Ukrainian. Okay. Are all Ukrainians racist? Well, obviously not, because I'm Ukrainian and I'm not racist. But a large majority of them are. That's why they're fighting in their own freaking country. So anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, I seen him on December of 2020. He told me to take him to court. I had those eye drops, but I was having a really difficult time using them. I got distracted. Then I phoned up the pharmacy. I asked them to just refill my prescription but with the brand name, not the generic, because I couldn't use the generic bottles, right? And they said they couldn't because my prescription had run out. I'm like, whatever. So I just get on with my day, people. You know how it is, that daily grind. Never even stop to think about it. And then because I couldn't go get a referral from the family doctor, I just let time slip by. And then I went to the clinic and they screwed me over for basically 5 months. The technician was saying that if they just put a referral in through like email or whatever, doctors ignore it. It has to be written on paper in order for them to act upon that referral, and that's probably why the referral never went through, because it was just electronically sent. So it's a big price to pay for a lot of fuck-ups, don't you think? Right? You know, everybody played a role. It's not just me here, okay? Right? The technician couldn't explain to me why my eyes just went bonk. But I'll be seeing the doctor in the next three weeks or so. And I'm just going to get out in the yard and do what I do and try and get caught up with that and not worry. Hold on. What are you doing? What are you doing over there? I can hear you. What are you doing? Being so noisy. Oh, what are you doing? What kind of giggle is that? You're just giggling away. Why? What are you up to? Huh? I hear you. Yeah.
What can I call it? That horse pen over there. This morning, how she told how that horse pen sister was giving her all the information on everybody.
It's the next day. I'm getting ready to wake up, right? You know, start my day. I'm sitting here thinking what I want to do. Why are you laughing?
Wow. Well, I don't know.
What are you doing over there, Amari? Why are you up so early in the morning keeping your Nana company? You should be sleeping. Amari, what are you doing? As your mother would say. Well, what are you doing, Amari? You're supposed to be sleeping. As your mother would say. He loves it. He loves it when I say that. Right, Amari? Does it make you think of Mommy? Yeah? It makes you think of Mommy? Amari, what are you doing? You're supposed to be sleeping. It's only 7:04 a.m. in the morning. As your mother would say. As your mother would say. Huh? Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, it's the 29th of September 2022. It's 7:05 in the morning.
No, I don't even watch.
And I'm listening to this. Do you recognize the voices?
Yeah, watch that.
Yeah, she said that she is getting her information from her sister that is a realtor who is digging up everybody's information and giving it to a girl.
That's what she said. That's what said. Belle, let me tell you one thing, Belle.
She just said
Let me straight Belle real quick.
Let's just listen for a few minutes.
What's your face?
horse pasture deserves
It's kind of
everything.
important.
Yes.
And I'll
She
tell you why in a
deserve
minute.
every bit she
They
get.
so much,
She
it's so much gonna kick their ass, gonna kick them hoes in their ass. But this bitch Val, I mean, excuse me, I ain't mean to say bitch, but you, Val say, and you know you be
Just
over there
listen
on their
for a
channel.
second.
I don't have a dog in this fight, but why do you content creators always talk death upon one another? I know you're not wishing death,
What
but
are you
speak
doing?
upon it, almost being the same thing. Let me tell you one thing: God uses people. When my baby daddy, before my baby daddy got killed, his baby mama was at my house, y'all, and we was hanging out. And she said, this was a little bit before I think he even got out of prison. And she said, I don't believe in God. You know what I told her? I said, God. I said, why you don't believe in God? She said, what was God when Reese was dogging me, when he was cheating on me, when he made his baby? I said, God was those people that was telling you to leave him alone when he cheated on you, when he did it. I said it's gonna take for him to get killed or to die for death for him to leave y'all to break up. You know what she said? Girl, don't say that. I go crazy if he die. God uses us.
yeah.
He
And then
uses
that look
and he
and
gives and
then
when you sitting here saying, see, they use it as they want to see me dead.
right.
They want to see me dead. We're basically when I stated behind the scenes, I stated to that lady, positive lady, the channel. I said it's gonna take for one of her kids to get killed
Big knot.
for her to stop. I
You
said, and
see?
it's sad. And 3 days later, her son got killed. I am anointed, baby. I am,
Yeah.
and I am blessed, and I'm highly favored. And I have a gift of discernment. I do not bother people.
That's
But
right.
you
You know
start to
what
see
though? But you know,
tell her
huh?
and God, other people to say the same thing. She better,
Yeah.
y'all
It's
think
confirmation.
she better wake up.
But that cow over there deserve everything she
Oh,
get.
they
She sit
all
up there.
shit.
She sit up there and talk about how you was mad at her because you wouldn't defend you. But look at her how she defend that evil thing, and look what she got. She deserve everything she get. And two dreads need to be beat
Oh, that
the
bitch, they
ground.
coming.
She
See
need to
that
be put up under the ground
bitch.
because she's the
When that bitch,
evil.
all we
She's
gotta do
the
is call Section 8.
nastiest, ugly
Look, all we gotta do is call
thing
Section
I
8 and let
ever
them know she
seen.
making money on YouTube and Facebook for that two dread bitch. See, she don't want to lose that battle,
Yo,
y'all.
her sister
Trying to
was crazy when she
already got
got up. Yo,
Okay, so the first thing I gotta say about this is a lot of this shit, I'm telling you, is staged. Okay? YouTube directs traffic specifically to these individuals, I guess you could say, are in the beef sector, and there's different beef sectors, right? Because what's going on with Latrice Allen is like a beef sector, right? Between the Raw Squad and Latrice Allen, which is their own little beef sector. And then you've got Rita's Got Shit with her beef sector. And then you've got Babe Nation with her beef sector. Like, seriously, right? And then there's other ones in there as well. Okay? And that's all they do, people. Like, year after year after year. Okay? Like, it just never ends. So for me, though, time ticks, eh? And, you know, like, I'm coming up from my, well, I have to re-register the trademark for the United States of America by December, and I don't have the money, people. I just don't. Last year, I had it. I was willing to pay. Called them up, said, okay, got the money, let's go. They said, oh, no, can't do it, gotta wait for a year. I said, oh, okay, no problem. Yeah, well, that's not the way it worked out. But at the end of the day, though, you know, working on the foundation for 21 years, going through everything that I've freaking gone through for it, to be sitting here like a lump on a log, going nowhere with it, you know, I can't get bent out of shape. I can't, right? Because it's not like I haven't asked for help in terms of, you know, promoting the foundation and its mandate. And to which Latrice Allen has all the legitimate and legal information regarding this foundation, people. But that's not her agenda. Her agenda, she'll get up there on YouTube, say the same crap year after year after year. Oh, I give, I'm for the community, but at the end of the day, woe is me. And then on the other hand, she now bragging about how much money she's got, and she's showing how much she pays their tax center, right? $50,000 a month they're taking from her account to pay for her past taxes. But do you think they would give the foundation any time of day? No. No. And they create the drama, like for example with Courtney. Whatever happened with Courtney that got everybody up in cahuffle and got people talking for at least a good 6 months, which was borderline soft kiddie porn in my opinion, okay, in terms of just because you can't necessarily see it doesn't mean that if you're not talking about it, the visualization comes within your mind, which, could be classified almost as a form of child, like pedophilia. Right? Because you're getting people thinking about things that they shouldn't be thinking about just by talking about it. And, that kept the conversation going between the groups. Right? Bashing each other, calling each other down. Right? Bragging about what they have and, right? For the ones that can brag and that kind of shit, right? Okay. So, it's not like I said, like her son, like Latrice Allen's son. He wears the do-rag, the red one, because I sent them do-rags. I do remember now, the last time I discussed Latrice Allen, and I went into my old video, and I was reminded that I had sent them. But the point is her son actually, in his past videos, has worn the do-rag that I made, right, for her back-to-school backpack giveaway. Well, she didn't give it away. She gave it to her son, people. And he wears it throughout the years with when he's in video. But has anyone ever acknowledged where it came from? No. No, people. So we can't be surprised that the foundation, in terms of a federal trademark, U.S. stateside, didn't go anywhere. Okay? I have reached out to multiple politicians over the years. One of them even became the president, which was Obama. Right? I've done Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, an Islamic organization up in probably New Orleans, and senators, right? Different senators, Mayor Lundred, Governor Rick Perry, right? And then I reached out to Latrice Allen, in 2000, what was it, 2016, 17, right? And we got the same old for 6 years. But now she can brag how much money she has because she pays out $50,000 a month in taxes for last year's taxes, not including what's coming in this year. Right? As if that is of substance for anybody in the real great grand scheme of things when it comes to helping people. Because now I'm going to take you to where I was yesterday, walking around in U.S. Minister, right? Because I went for that test for my eyes, and everybody's just running around acting like everything is honky-dory and there are no worries in the world except for maybe high rents in the province of British Columbia, Canada. Right? Because that would be the biggest issue out here in terms of just your medium income and affordable housing, right? And then everything else is a trickle-down effect, right? And, they're not interested in helping me with the foundation because they're on different missions. They're either on a mission to get rich by any means necessary, right? Seriously, okay? Or they're in with that organized religion where the religion itself as an organization becomes the dominant political attribute in society that basically controls society, because that's what ends up happening, people. And then through that, because it's a organized religion, you get into that caste system. We're not talking a two-tiered system here. We're talking a caste system, to which a lot of these people that come to British Columbia, Canada, come from India, who participate in caste systems and will justify the degradation of a select group of individuals by ethnicity or by region, because they could be Indian. They're all Indian from India, but by region, they fall under a different caste system. And through that caste system comes the slums. Eventually, depending on where you are located at. Right now, in my opinion, British Columbia, Canada is in the process of building future slums. And I say that because all these complexes, you know, condos, high-rises, apartments, whatever they are, you know, give them 50 years after they're built and it's all said and done, and they will become the next slums. Assuming that anyone even lives in them. Okay? So, what was I saying? What was the point? Yeah, they're not like, you know, like I had to take a taxi back because I bought a few things at the dollar store or whatever, some vegetables and shit. And, you know, it was a Punjabi guy, right? And, you know, coming up to my house, and I pointed out how all the landlords, all the owners on this block banded together because they're looking for a big fish. He goes, oh, yeah. And I said, yeah. You know, he says, well, they'll get it because the market slowed down for a bit, but it's going back up because I said, well, my landlady wants $2 million. And it, you know, everybody on the block wants at least $2 million. Okay. And he said, they'll get more than $2 million. Right? Because the big fish are still circling British Columbia, Canada, to scoop up on these properties, tear down houses. I told him, well, once that happens, you know, they're going to push me out and I'm going to be homeless, and that's not fair because I'm the one who paid the mortgage here. He asked me how long I lived here for. I said 12 years. So, you know, I basically paid the mortgage to be kicked out of a house with no affordable housing, which will put me at risk, if not into homelessness. Okay, to which there comes ramifications. That's through organized religion, people. I have pointed that out to you with an underground military that's coming in, cleaning out house from house to house to house, only it's being done in a nice way. Okay? So, you know, it's business as usual in the province of British Columbia, Canada. And, you know, you go into the grocery stores and they seem to be okay. And you go into the, you know, like the London Drugs and the farm, you know, those kind of places. And, you know, sure, there's a few gaps here and a few gaps there on the shelves, but everything seems to be somewhat okay. And they're still bringing in multiple immigrants from different regions. When I was in U.S., I asked a couple that had a baby there if they could call so I could get a, you know, a Uber, right? And so anyway, really, really nice, lovely young couple with their little 3-year-old daughter. And they came from India too, but only they weren't Punjab. They came up by the Tamil area, right? I can't, it's right next to Tamil. There's Tamil, and then there's another region of India that I think it starts with an S. Anyway, that's where they came from. So, you know, like, in a sense like that, because they're so far and few in between when it comes to Tamils and where that couple came from, that organized religion isn't in stone. Whereas if you're dealing with the Punjabis, it's in stone, people. It's in stone. And, you know, I don't think I'm ever going to be successful with the foundation in British Columbia, Canada. I don't think I'm ever going to be successful with the foundation anywhere because people's heads just can't wrap around it for whatever reason. And, you know, they're too busy, you know, running game. Literally, get back to this. Running game And like, I can't get discouraged, right? Because, you know, I've got my grandkids and stuff, eh? And I have to, I don't know, I guess figure a way out to maybe look after myself a bit better. Not that I have any time or energy for it. You know, I'm getting ready to hunker down and exercise for the next 10 hours. Basically, that's basically what it's all about. You know, I mean, at 60 years old, you can only exercise for 10 hours for so long, you know, 10 hours a day for so long until your body gets tired. Like, I never really ever get a chance to get any kind of rest, right? So, you know, like, just pay attention. Like, oh yeah, okay, so YouTube, you know that Where's Brooks video I just did? It got like over 300 and, I don't know, 70 views or something like that. It kind of stuck out. I found it to be quite odd. But then, no, not really, because I know YouTube redirects traffic, right? And they will purposely suppress your channel. So anyway, I made a mental note, and then, you know, a day or, you know, like yesterday, you know, I go in and into my, you know, content and check whatever, right? And I can see that the number had dropped by half. So YouTube took away half of whatever was showing on that video in terms of views, right? And I'm like, well, why would they do that? Because first of all, the server isn't going to make a, you know, it's not going to miscount like that and just do that on one video. So obviously somebody's fucking with my head here as they promote this shit. Literally, as they promote this shit. You know, put your fucking money where your fucking mouth is, Latrice Allen. If you're so big and bad and generous, then why don't you step up to the plate and do something for your fucking country instead of just for yourself? Seriously, how many years have you had? You had 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 years, okay? 22 years, it's been nothing. Oh, woe is me. Oh, that bitch this, and you know, the bitch, and I'm a packing bitch, and you know, you got your son slinking around wearing my fucking do-rag, acting like it just dropped out of nowhere. Yeah, okay. And then we wonder why the foundation didn't go anywhere, people. Okay? I set the stage with the fucking politicians, and this wannabe whatever, I wanted to say hoe, because it's kind of like that. You know? It's like a hoe stroll. If anyone's been on a hoe stroll, a real hoe stroll, they would know what I was talking about. Okay? Because that's all it's about. You know, just bump another bitch. And for what? And for what? At the end of the day, for what? Because I do believe, I'm going to end it on this because I'm obviously mad and somewhat sad and quite disappointed, but I'm willing to let go of the trademark in the United States of America. Because for what it's worth, people, 22 years later, listening to this gab, realizing that you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink, and that the forces around you are just too evil. There's no other word for it in terms of trying to break that glass ceiling, okay? Because when I say that when my time comes in the province of British Columbia, Canada, where I'm forced out into the housing market where there is no reasonable, affordable housing, unless, of course, you want to be a criminal, to be able to pay for the rent, that is, right? I'm not kidding. That's what the foundation brought me, in part, of just what's around me when it comes to so-called, quote-unquote, human beings. Right? Another 5 years of and for what, people? For what? You really need to ask yourself, for what? Entertainment. It's just entertainment. Well, I don't know what kind of entertainment people are going to require next year when reality kicks in and the economy is worse than what we're facing with today. Maybe not in Canada, because obviously Canada is like an oasis of some kind. Right? I mean, nobody seems to be suffering here, and everybody seems to be flocking here. So, you know, there's got to be an oasis in there somewhere, right? Otherwise, it wouldn't be happening. Like, how the hell can my landlady make an extra? How can my landlady get $3 million for this place, for all the suffering my family, for all the suffering my family has gone through, just so that she can, and her family, her son and daughters and grandkids, them is a lot, right? You know, that organized religion, right? The ones that don't like to the children with the boys and the girls in a just a, what do you call that, public, socialized kind of whatever, right? Like, boys are over there, girls are over here. Don't talk to them because you don't know them, right? And blah, and you're going to grow up to be this and you're going to grow up to be that. And don't underestimate it, people. They're still arranging their marriages out here, okay? They say they're not, but by the way they carry on between themselves and then what they bring into society in terms of, like, you're not allowed to talk to that little girl over there because she doesn't look like you. She's not allowed to talk to boys. Just stuff like that. That's what I'm being pushed out into, with everybody slamming their door in my face. Okay? When it comes time to kick me out of this house, so that my landlady can make a whole bunch of money after I paid her freaking mortgage and suffered along the way doing it. Right? And Latrice Allen wants to sit up there and just talk smack, acting like she's the fucking bona fide hoe on the stroll. Basically, she's the number one uno bitch, almost next to being a madame. Right? Pimping everybody. Pimping fucking everybody, people. Okay? Or, I'm sorry, playing people. Right? She's more than a wannabe player, okay? And she thinks she's fucking bona fide. And I'm here to remind you that she's not. Nothing bona fide about these individuals that do this shit. All they do is antagonize and instigate and make Julian's sister more validated in the things that she does against me and my family. Okay? Seriously. Seriously. How do you turn this thing off?